Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video.
Yes.
This video is still the end of March, but right now the boys are enjoying their summer.
Yes,
Everybody
they
is
are.
getting a tan.
Oh man, they are. I had to get aloe vera for them.
And everything is moving along pretty good for the summertime so far. This is more work.
More work. Busy bees like always. And of course Brandon will catch up soon.
Yes. So thank you guys again for stopping by and checking out this video. We hope you enjoy it. Before the video starts, just want to remind you guys, this is a couple of months ago. And the video should have been out a few days ago, but I had a problem with our editing software. And I had to restart the whole process on a few projects I was working on. But we've got it out. So we're going to be back on track to catching up. Oh yeah, the gas tank. I've got all this wire wheeled out, so now I'm going to hit it with brake cleaner real quick. We just got to get some glue on it so we can get this to the painter. Nice. Now it looks clean enough to seal it up. This is what's going in right now. The new gas tank. Got the new tank in, so now we're going to run these screws in it.
Same kind of phrase.
All right.
You never know.
You're good. I was thinking of ignition timing on it. So I wanted to pull this distributor cap to see what the timing looked like. We haven't pulled the distributor shaft on this thing, but looking at this, there's a little tiny screw hole right there that holds a little bracket that'll tell us how many degrees off this is. So this is sitting at about 10 degrees. That little bracket sits in this hole right here, and it points out about here. All right, let's try this again. It's 180 off.
We good?
Yeah. It's almost there. Yep. Okay, give it a crank. Let me see how many volts it's getting. Nice. That's cool. That sounds nice. I have to change this ball joint and this ball joint. The top one is bad. The bottom one's not so bad, but this one is bad, and while we're changing it out, might as well change the other one too. I started by disconnecting the tie rod so I can move this around freely as I need to. I'm going to get this off of here real quick. Man, this bottom one right here, this one was pretty hard to break loose. I almost shook this whole thing off the freaking lift. To make it a little easier, I took the hub out of the knuckle. The hub bearing was secured to the axle shaft. I didn't find the socket big enough for that, so I just pulled out the axle shaft, and I'll clean all that and put it back together when I get to that part. But for right now, I got to get this steering knuckle off of here so I can change out these ball joints. I took off in the shop for a little bit. That truck is making me hungry. Michael was sick this morning. When Draven went skating with his friends, he came back, and a day later he started coughing, and he was the only one that went anywhere. But he brought back whatever was going around. So through spring break, everybody at the house caught it except me and Michael. So Grandma got sick, Jackie, Mama, Draven got sick. Last night I was so tired when I got home. I didn't edit. I didn't do anything. I crashed out. And I got up this morning. Mama said Michael wasn't feeling good last night. So this morning when I went to wake him up for school, he really wasn't feeling good. So I told him to get some rest and go back to sleep. And right now, I got something to eat real quick. And I'm going to head back to the house, take some food to Michael, and see if Mama Bear wants to drop me off so I can keep working while she picks up the other two. And we'll see from there. I'm going to head back to the house now. After a quick lunch, I am heading back to the shop, and Mama Bear is going to pick up the dudes. Got the other ball joints changed out on the passenger side. The driver's side ball joints are changed out. I am changing this Zerk fitting right now. This came in a Ziploc bag, not in a box. So the Zerk fittings were missing for one side. We tried to run 45-degree one in there, but it wouldn't fit with the axle shafts. So I have to put a regular one in for now, and then I'll change that out whenever we get a 90-degree one. After I put on this Zerk fitting, then I just got to torque everything down, put the hub back in, put the caliper back on, the rotor, and then put the wheel back on, and then I'm done. This is always fun. So I'm pulling the U-joints on this because we've got the right driveline for the green Ford. So I'm taking out the one that's not the right one, and I'm going to put this back in there, and then should be good to go. Well, I'm going to get as far as I can before Mama Bear shows up.
Hi.
Jackson is here. He said it smells like O'Reilly's in here. It's guys like me that go to O'Reilly's that makes O'Reilly's smell the way O'Reilly's smells. Hey, Mama.
Hi.
I was changing the U-joint on this, but we got a problem. We're in a different size yoke, I guess. We're going to head home. I got to get ready. Well, we got to get ready. We got something to do tonight. We got back to the house. We didn't even have 5 minutes to sit. Mama Bear started on to dinner. I had to change my clothes and wash all the oil off. And now we're heading back to Gallup. So we picked up Jackson at 5. We had something to do at the church at 6, me and Mama. And we didn't even get home until 5:35. We rolled back out, and we're heading to the church right now. We shall be there till, I think 8, but probably 8:30. Usually we're a little over on stuff. Hang out there.
Yeah, usually.
It is a little bit later in the evening.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's actually a few hours later. We were at the church and it went an hour or so over. We were scheduled to be there till 8. We're just leaving now and it's 8:50. But it is not a bad thing. We were at the church for a ward missionary dinner / meeting, training. We gathered at the church as ward missionaries with the Elders Quorum presidency and the Relief Society presidency. So there were a few of us there. They were kind of holding a training on how we could offer more help as ward missionaries to members of the church and people in our lives. So we had a nice evening, learned a lot of things, learned how to use a lot of tools on my phone that I could use to help that. So we're gonna head home right now. We just need to make one stop and then we'll be back at the house. We just got back to the house. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
We are heading to school, but we caught a train.
Of course.
So we're gonna wait a minute or two, and then we're gonna head over to the school and drop Jackson off, and then we're gonna run across and drop Javen off. Michael still wasn't feeling good this morning, so his weekend is wrecked.
Yeah, it is really.
So we left him in bed. Grandma's home, Papa's home, so we gotta make a couple of.
He can't even play his new game.
Oh, he just downloaded it and he can't even play it.
Yeah,
He's really not feeling good.
His throat's hurting and stuff. It's like still very, very cold here. It's like 33 degrees when we woke up this morning. So
No, it was 33 when we left the house.
oh, it was 33 when we left. So it was probably below 30 when we woke up. But it's really cold still.
Today is Friday, and the boys have a 1 hour late start, so we're dropping them off, and then we've got a couple of spots to hit up before I go to work. I'm not sure. My shoulder's hurting. I hurt my shoulder the past couple of days of work, so
I told him to take at least a day break.
if I take today and the weekend, I should be alright.
Yeah. The shoulder, you know, when you hurt your rotator cuff, that will not go away if you like
Keep
use
aggravating
it more.
it, yeah. So my left shoulder is hurting, and I think it's got a lot to do with the work I was doing yesterday. But it's just an accumulation of the work that I've been doing all month, I guess.
You should have brought your stand for your phone too, so you won't be using your shoulder to hold it up.
Oh, yeah. Forgot. All in time, it'll get figured out. Oh, Mama, I still love it that he helps you like that.
Yeah, he's a little gentleman.
We've had quite a morning. We went down and did some physical therapy stuff,
It's lunchtime.
and we did some engine stuff that we're gonna get back to. We started some anyway. We started talking about it. Lunchtime, real quick.
Planning it out.
What did you get, bro?
I got the flat cheese enchiladas, and I got my chili on the side because I said it's hot.
I got a good old burger. We're just getting done with lunch over here at Jerry's. We're gonna go head on up the road and work on this truck a bit.
Pretty good lunch.
Very good lunch.
Very good red chili.
The chili was freaking amazing. I ate it with everything. Burger, fries, sopapilla, beans, all of it.
It's a vegetarian red chili, so it's really good.
We got here right on time. Now there's a line. After a quick lunch, I'm going to get started on this. Today, I'm going to change the timing chain cover gasket, which is that cover right there. It drops down here below the harmonic balancer, and I'm going to change the front main seal right behind this pulley here, and I'm going to change this gasket for this rear engine cover here, as well as the rear main seal in there. First order of business, I got to get this water pump off of here. The older General Motors V8s will have 4 bolts holding the water pump in. On these LS and LS style engines, they're going to have 6 bolts, 3 on this side and 3 on this side. Okay, With the water pump out of the way, now I can access all of the screws after I pull this harmonic balancer off. We got out the impact for that one. This is definitely quite a bit different than doing it in the shop.
It's extremely different.
At least it's a nice day outside.
Yeah, it's a nice day. I'm gonna get all tan.
We were just laughing at how recently it seems everybody's been concerned with letting me know the weather. We've got it moving. That is always a little bit more work than I think.
Always.
So now the balancer is off. I can change this seal right here. When I get this cover off, I'm going to take this whole cover off and change it out. I got to change the gasket behind it too. We've got everything out of the way. So we've got a few bolts, 10 millimeters here, 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 here. We're going to take these off. And as I was taking this apart, I noticed that there's a crack. But it looks like it's just a gasket. Oh yeah, that's a gasket. We're good, bro. Woo. Now I'm going to change out this front main seal. We're going to put this timing chain cover back on. Got all this mostly cleaned. Couple of quick taps and this comes right out. I'm going to clean in there inside this lip before I put a new one in. New seal is pressed in, just did it by hand, and then the new gasket's going on right now. I've got the bolts off and I need to lift the engine up so I can clear this tire with the flex plate. But totally forgot after we were trying to pull it up. There's some metal bands holding it, so we're getting some snips right now so we can cut this off. We got all these bolts off, but there are two bolts right there and right there that need to come out, so I got to get to the oil pan. So we got to lift this in the air again. Because of that, I took the intake off and we had to get this thing back out. That was fun. Now I can access these two screws right here. We can pull the back engine cover, and I'm going to change the oil pan gasket while I'm at it. Now with those two bolts out of here, I can get this cover off. We can get this rear main seal out of here, and then we can change this gasket. A lot of this came off, but about half of it's baked on here. Got the new seal right here ready to go in. I've got everything changed out that I needed to get changed out today. So I will definitely come back and finish this tomorrow.
And you want for $60. A Belgian chocolate cake. 300! This is baking history right here.
Thank you. I'll share with you.
Okay.
I love
Come
one.
on, bring it up.
Thank you.
325. Come on, bring it up. 350. Come on, I hear a 360 somewhere. 360.
For cake.
375.
For the youth, actually.
Come on, bring it to 400. 400 for a carrot cake. It's giant. Do I hear 380?
We're at the wrong.
Going once. Going twice. Sold.
You sold for $375?
$75.
$375, you guys.
Wow, baby.
And I got a bag of fried Oreos. We had quite a day. Earlier, when I was working on the engine, Mama Bear stopped by and hung out with us for a few minutes, and then she took off again. Mama Bear and the boys, they came up here to the church, and there was a auction for baked goods, and it was to help raise money for the youth here at the church so they can go to camp this summer. And I think think it was a little bit of a success.
It was crazy.
This was the first auction we've been to like this here at the church, and Mama Bear and the boys, they brought 2 cakes, and one sold for $105 and one sold for $160.
Pretty crazy.
So it was kind of wild. I've seen a few things go for a couple of hundred. One of them went for 400. So pretty crazy. I loved it.
Just cakes.
Nothing but cakes and baked goods. So it was mostly donations or raising money for the youth here at the church. And we picked up a lot of good loot because we were able to buy some stuff too while we were there. We got some cheesecakes, we got some cookies, some fried Oreos, this and that. Awesome. And the Deckers, they bought Mama Bear some chocolate covered strawberries. And these were $200 strawberries, you guys. They taste pretty good though.
Yeah, they do.
I really enjoyed it. So we're taking off from the church now. We've been talking for an hour. We started cleaning up an hour ago and we started talking. Oh, crazy, you guys. So I'm leaving the church, right? And I really love that we have a huge family here. The community, the family, the first ward that we have, it's vast. What we all do in this town is a lot, and it's crazy. And I don't mean that in like a pretentious way. I don't mean that in a bad way. I meant like no matter what we do in this town, it seems like we are being helped with members of our first ward. So tonight we were talking with everybody, and it turns out that one of the ER nurses that was my nurse that day that we got hit on June 8th, he is a member of our first ward, and it's kind of awesome. We had a really long conversation, probably an hour-long conversation about it, so that's kind of cool. It blew my mind to hear a lot of the things that I don't remember from that day, both for what happened to me and what happened to Mama. And it was crazy to inform them about how bad my situation really was, because a lot of times people don't think that it was bad. They asked me like where I was when Mama Bear had the accident. I just had to get out of there really quick and get back to Mama. But it hurt me in the long run because I ended up dealing with more problems than I wanted to. So, it's good now though. I'm still here with her.
Yes.
Wild night.
Wild.
We're gonna head home. That feels good. That feels really good.
Grandma bought us some Tire Bomb.
Oh man, that's gonna feel crazy good.
I don't even know what it is.
It's gonna work. I use this a lot in the Navy.
Really?
After long days, yes. Well guys, we had a pretty busy day today.
Like always, our days are busy. It's midnight and we are surprised. Like, oh, it's midnight.
It rolled up on us so fast, but everybody's sleeping. Jackie's super tired, so he's sleeping. I had to go turn his phone off.
He is complaining about his legs hurting, so I knew
He's
he
been
was
doing
gonna
this
crash
marathon
early.
thing at school, so that's why his legs are hurting. My shoulder's still in a lot of pain, so I gotta figure that out tonight or tomorrow morning. But on to tomorrow. We're gonna get some rest. We hope you guys have a good night.
Another busy day tomorrow.
Yeah. I think we're busy already like booked up till Wednesday. So after Wednesday it'll just be regular work.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're booked until then, so
We're booked.
we're busy until then anyway. Whoa, look.
Yeah. I think they had to give me something because I was freaking out about it. Is it road work?
I don't know. Saturday, I
There's
guess.
construction signs right there.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Today's Saturday. We had a morning already. Mama Bear spent some time with the chickens, with the little dudes. We both spent some time with the little dudes. And Mama Bear made a bomb breakfast.
And eggs all mixed together.
and we ended up taking off from the house. So now we are heading into Gallup, and I'm gonna hop off. I got a couple of things to work on, and then Mama Bear's gonna head back and probably see if Jackson wants to hop in by then.
Yes.
We shall see. But right now we're heading back into Gallup, and something's going on the freeway because the traffic's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not right here, so it's back that way more.
That is confusing a lot of truckers.
That's why I look.
We're wondering why this guy was going slow. Mama, you're funny.
I was trying to let him get in the other lane.
Look at those. These are pretty cool, man. Check these out. A little bit crazy, you guys. So we are at a standstill at this intersection, and this leads up to the next intersection, and that's a stop sign as well, a three-way stop, and then it goes up to the stoplight, and all the traffic on 66 is turning right there where you see that rig turning. Totally not what we were expecting when we came in today. This exit is open, and all the other exits going east are closed for some reason. The front view is pretty wild on it.
I wonder if that was the accident right now.
It seems that way. I didn't think so until you said that the front end loader was following it, and then I seen the Speedway towing truck following it. I'm gonna work on this truck that I was working on yesterday. Mama Bear's gonna head back home and take some food to these little dudes, and then she's gonna come back in later on. I'm gonna get the truck up, get the transmission out, and get the truck back down.
Wow.
Joy.
Be careful.
Love you.
Love you. I'll see you later.
I'll be here.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you later.
Later. Alright, we finally got it on the jack stands, and these things are actually pretty sick. I really like these safety pins, the locks that go in this, and there's a little pin on that side that holds it in and it keeps it from sliding out. So these are pretty cool. I really like these jack stands. I was inspecting everything up here. Transmission is sitting really crooked, so I got to figure that out when we put it back in. But right now I've got 4 bolts to take off on the cross member. 4, there's 2 here, 2 there. Before that though, I've got 1 bolt I gotta take off in here. That looks like a 15 millimeter probably. I have to put a little jack with a 2x4 under that pan. There's the jack that I'm gonna use, and I'll put it under here so it'll support it. I'll put a 2x4 on there so it doesn't put pressure only on one part of the pan. So we'll even out the pressure with a piece of wood. Then as I hold it up, we'll remove this cross member, and then we will have a lot of fun pulling this transmission out. I gotta take the dry shaft off as well. Well, one thing I know, these 4L60s are so much easier to take out than the 4L80s. It's probably because these go out a lot. This one's not out though. This one's only coming out because I gotta replace the engine. I've got the truck back on the ground. Now, I don't know if I'll have time for it today, but we're gonna put this engine stand this way and then pick this engine up as high as we need to clear the core support, and then we're just gonna roll this forward the same way we pulled it out, and then drop that back in. It should be a lot easier without the harmonic balancer on there and without the torque converter. Back over here, gonna finish putting this back together. Gonna finish up our Saturday and get home. It took a little bit, but I finally got this turbo to mate to the manifold. There's a notch that lines up in there that I kept losing, so I had to mark it, and I finally got it to seat right. I finally got this turbo on here, and I've got this band secured. And then I realized I forgot to secure that one hose. So I gotta pull this turbo back off again. I've got it all put back together. I've got everything hooked up. I've got all the plumbing ran as far as vacuum lines for the wastegate. And I've got all this new PVC piping ran too. And I've got the vacuum line in here. That was super fun getting it in there. I'm going to put the heat shield on and run the piping, see if it'll start up fine. Long day, you guys. It is evening time. It's after 8 o'clock now, and I finally finished with this Buick. It started, and well, that's always a good thing. I ended up with no extra screws, also a good thing. But best thing, when it started, we ran it for a little bit, and it did not throw the underboost code. So the map sensor is reading the correct amount of boost in this thing. So it was a bad PCV valve and tube. So it is fixed. I look like those cows on TikTok, those real shaggy curly ones. And now we are off. Everybody's into the AirPods. These little JBL earbuds, they are magnificent on the sound. I really love how they sound, and I've been using them a lot lately, especially days like today when I've been working on rides by myself. I have it on Pandora quite a bit, but during the baseball games, I watch the baseball games or listen to them. Today, we were losing pretty bad, 6-2. So I was listening to some general conference talks, which is always nice to listen to while I'm working on something strenuous and stressful. So we're going to head home now. I don't know if we need to make any stops, but we're going to head home now. We're still in town. We're at Domino's on the east side. We're waiting for pizzas.
Okay guys, that's it for this video.
Thank you guys again for hanging out with us for a little bit. We always appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
You guys have an awesome rest of your day.
You guys take care and be safe out there.
Later.
Peace.